You know, this is an issue that a lot of people have very quickly forgotten, and that's all down to the fact that the alleged secret meeting, which took place in public, right? Well, that got swept away. And here's the deal. This is the bigger problem that truly nobody has picked up on. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good to see you, chums. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, I am talking to you in this lush and green land at the moment. It looks nice, doesn't it, actually? In the rain, it looks very nice. Beautiful smells as well of summer, you know, the sort of thing. I don't know about you, though. I prefer ice cream, onions and a hot dog. But you know what I mean? Nature smells are gorgeous, aren't they? You think, wow, you know, and it's all about refreshing and all that sort of stuff. Some people, of course, might say that this is the problem now for the former royal known as, of course, the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry. You see, Harry of the last 6 months has literally retreated back into being, we haven't had a wave, have we? Sorry, has literally retreated back into being a house husband. You know, Meghan's flop endeavours, and you know, they're disastrous behind the scenes, let me tell you. Far more than whatever they want to perpetuate. It's just a disaster. This woman should be nowhere near business. She's a failed actress who married rich. I mean, you can dress it up any way you want. Pretty girl, you know, no two ways about that. When she was in that show, very pretty girl indeed, and was lucky to hook in such a gullible person. I mean, whichever way you want to dress it up, he was right for the picking. She picked him, and she should have had and would have been glad in other circumstances to enjoy her life. But this is a woman who apparently felt, of course, you know, that she'd written to a soap company and the world stopped on its axis because suddenly her father had lied to her about that. Thomas Markle, you have a lot of explaining to do. You created this person and now literally they're biting back. But here's the deal, you see, many people don't realise that, of course, Prince Harry, the biggest failure of late was that interview regarding his security and how he didn't have any security and he needed it and, you know, the usual stuff, right? Now, the problem that you've got, which was a big story a couple of days ago, is the fact that Harry now is being forced to present some of the witnesses, allegedly that he may or may not have procured through payment. This is a huge story. You know, I mean, I can't begin to tell you how bad this will be because behind the scenes, and as ever, I have to say allegedly, there's a lot of panic going on because of certain individuals that were recalled, asked, and spoken to, etc. Now, of course, they would have just probably thought at the time they were assisting a former friend or still a friend, whichever way you want to look at it, never thinking that this might come back to bite them. But this is the dumbness of Harry and Meghan. They don't understand operational business and they just think, a little bit like I told you a while back about Meghan announcing she was Meghan Sussex, nothing in documentation or anything like that, no, and even got, you know, her now ex-friend Drew Barrymore to talk about that, and then wonders why people fall out with her, because you just do stupid stuff. So the deal, you see, really is that Harry has got this phenomenal bill looming, literally huge bill for his security, and even His Majesty the King's Home Office are looking for their full payment too. That is catastrophic. Now, Harry lets slip a little bit in that interview about how, you know, when he said in the BBC chat, he wouldn't have continued if he'd have been advised. I told you, everybody advised him. He just doesn't want to listen. He believes he always knows best. And this has been the problem. What you have when you have somebody who you're married to, like Meghan Markle is, she's off on another planet because she thinks she can save the world with one pot of jam at a time, you know what I mean? And so she believed, oh, this is going to make us rich, don't worry. He ploughed ahead. A year down the line, American Riviera is done, dusted and wiped away, a complete laughing stock, as is of course the latest stuff. And so consequently Harry's looking at the hard facts, needs cash. Now there's one person genuinely that could wipe all of these security problems away, not just for the security, and this is the important bit, but the payment factor. This is the real, you know, nib of the story. You see, obviously the Home Office is answerable to His Majesty the King. The Home Office wouldn't want to upset the King, even though Keir Starmer is no fan of the monarchy. Likewise, the Culture Secretary, Lisa Nandy, couldn't stand the monarchy, but the minute she got close to it, suddenly had a change of heart. They're that fickle, these people, right? Now, here's where this gets interesting, because, of course, what Harry basically is doing is suggesting that, well, perhaps somebody could have a word with His Majesty the King, and this would be very quietly dismissed away. No witnesses would be needed to be called. Of course, the newspaper in question that's pushing hard for the witnesses to be exposed to see if they were paid, again, allegedly, well, they're not letting go. You can imagine how stressful, whether you like King Charles or not, this must be. This is the child that just keeps on giving for all the wrong reasons. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.